So I'm back. I've been posting. I posted two other videos. We're not gonna talk about that right now. Though we're gonna talk about this. I've been working on this project for a while, and like the title says, it actually does float. I'm not lying. It's like 3.5 feet long, or maybe a little more. It's really big. It barely fits in my bathtub, so I'm probably gonna get like a kiddie pool for this thing or something. But I mean, I like the detail. I know a lot of people are gonna be saying the color sucks, and yeah, it does. It does suck. I don't like it either. But that's all I had. So I don't have all like color choices. I went with the how it's shaped. I think it's shaped perfectly. I think the stern with like the little rudder area is like really perfect, and I think it looks pitch. The camera doesn't. It's really there. You go. It's kind of a better angle, but I think it's shaped. I mean, I couldn't do it any better. Um, it does have an interior and a superstructure, including the bridge, but the interior is empty. They're just rooms, so I shouldn't really call it interior. But I'm not really done with the looks. I'm doing more touches. I'm gonna figure out how to make it more buoyant because it sinks in the water a lot because of how many weights are in the bottom of it. There's like 6 pounds or something like that. But I have water bottles and styrofoam in this. If you want to know, like the hole is completely empty besides this part. These are two completely different compartments. This area right here, all the colors until it reaches red, that's empty. It just has water bottles and styrofoam. Now down here, there's are the weights. Only like to like this area and to this area. Those are weights to keep it upright. I'm gonna put it in my bathtub. But sorry if it barely fits in the bathtub. But let's go down. Before I throw it in my bathtub, I kind of want to show you because there's no room in my bedroom to show this thing. That's how big it is. But I kind of want to show you like what it really looks like in like a bigger space. Of course, this thing looks beautiful. Besides the colors, my cat is gonna bomb the video, bro. Get out of here, dog. Nah, this thing is really good without the cat. It's really thin. The bow is probably the worst part of it. It's not sharp at all. It's very bulky. But other than that, the stern looks great. Like, look at that. And it's not delicate either because it has to hold like 8 pounds on the bottom without it just falling apart. Bro, oh man, he's cute. But I mean, this thing is really tall too. It's like, I think it's like 7 inches tall or 8 inches tall, maybe 8 inches. But not like just to the hull. But superstructure, that's like I can barely like fit my hand on that. That's like 10 plus inches. This thing's really big. I can barely fit it in the frame without being like a few feet back. Meow. This is a cat compared to it. This is like, get next to it, bud. That's a cat compared to it. That's how big it is. And that's a big cat too, so. Again, I don't want to, bother you guys, but this is how much it weighs. About wait, let me do it again. 14.8 pounds, 15 pounds. On an inaccurate scale as well. This scale is like 20 years old, but like, or not 20, but it's old. It's an old scale with old batteries. Now it's saying 14.8 pounds. It's like a pound off. It's about like probably just 15 pounds flat. But like, dude, this thing is so heavy. Like anytime I have to get in the bathtub, I'm struggling. Alright, so this is sketchy. So I want to show you what I do whenever I put it in there. It's so heavy, bro. Especially when it's filled up with water. Like, it's like over like 40 to 50 pounds. I mean, maybe even more. That's a lot of water. And I have to wait for it to drink. Because, yes, it does leak. Like, it fills up with water before it floats. But, that's like the part I don't like about this also. Is that it has to fill up with water. But then the water bottles are in there so it can make a ballast. I had to kind of clear out the bath. Alright, here goes now. You can like it. All right, so it'll list at first before it fully like fills up with water, and it'll start ballasting itself. See now, boom, right there. It says floating. I'm not sure if you can see it. Well, you can barely see it. Look at that. Like it's literally floating. It's still kind of listening because it's not filled all the way, but dude, this thing's amazing, bro. This is a successful project due to it being able to float. I mean, alright. So a while ago, I made a 6.5 foot ship, Lego ship, and it fell apart completely. If you're wondering why, like there's a few videos of me showing it, not really doing anything with it like this. But like, yeah, it fell apart. I have pictures too. I can show you. But look. I mean, this is a minifigure right here. Look at that dude. He's tiny. But next video of this ship, it might be in a kiddie pool because I want to get a kiddie pool for sure. But it's not listing anymore. From the angle, it does look like it's listing, but it's like barely at all because the weights are shifted on one side. So it's gonna, of course, it's gonna list a little bit. But like, just to prove to you that it's actually floating, I'm gonna bounce it and not touch it. Like it's fully floating. It doesn't look like it because it's in a bathtub, you know. It like literally barely fits. I have to like get it in the frame like that. That's how big this thing is. But I did take it out to the ocean one time, and its biggest problem was when the waves would come over, the bow would fill up with water, and then another wave would hit, and then the bow it would kind of sink, but not. Because the bow was always under the water because there's always water on it. But that was a while ago. That's before it was even this heavy too. Since it's a lot heavier, it should just push right through those waves. But I like the little smokestack. Look, this thing's amazing. I gotta figure out how to make it more buoyant so it's further out of the water because this thing's really, I would say like 70% of it is underwater because of how heavy it is. But I mean, I think it looks amazing, especially the stern. Like knowing that it can float like this at its size is crazy. This project is based off of an ocean liner. I did try to motorize it at one point, but it was too slow. It like barely moved at all. And I might just make this into a paddle ship. That would be so cool. And it matches it. It's obviously not like the size of an ocean liner though, but because like ocean liners are huge. But I mean personally, I think it's pretty big. Like I said, it barely fits in the bathtub. Look at that thing. I also kind of filled up the water more so you can see it's further out of the water. It still does kind of list on one side, like barely at all. Probably because, like I said, the weights are on one side. And also, one of the water bottles, I haven't filled these water bottles up in a minute. So one of them is probably kind of deflated, which is fine. I will probably fix that. But I mean, I'm so happy with this thing. Over time, I worked on it, and it always struggled to stay up. But now it's finally staying up. Sorry if the camera's upside down, but I just want to get an undershot of what it looks like. Like, look at all that. By the way, if you're wondering how I'm getting my camera to go underwater, it's because I'm using a glass bowl. I've used this method before, and it works really well. Kind of want to get to more of a shore shot. See, the only problem about it is it's super low in the water. So it's just really deep in the water. It's a problem about it. Look at that. Kind of want to get an angle of it on like the boat now. Or on the bow. In some waves. Man, this thing's amazing. I think my favorite part is the stern. The stern looks great. It's about a color. The scary part about this is that if it hits like a wall or something, while it's filled up with water, the weight of it will destroy, like, say, the stern. The stern's a little bit more delicate. It's the most delicate part of this thing. So it will shatter the stern if it runs into a wall hard enough. Kind of wanted to just show you how it floats. Next video, I want to get a kiddie pool, and I might put it in there so I can push it around and, you know, show it off a little more. But this will conclude the video.